Hey everyone, I'm just in here again and I'm going to do, I guess, a part 2 to the whole butt implant video series. And I'm going to do a little bit of Q&A, and I just have like some questions here that people have asked me about the surgery. And this surgery video, I guess, is going to be a little bit more informative than the first one I made. I think I only talked about like my story, just talking about some, general things about that whole thing when it comes to me. But I'm going to actually be giving some more information and trying to be a little bit more informative than before. So let's get started. So the first question that I guess I'll put in this video is someone asked me, well, when it comes to getting the butt surgery, as far as the cost goes, I did talk about how I basically found like one of the cheapest doctors I could find to go and get this surgery done. And I talked about how, it usually costs like $10,000 to get the surgery done, at least as far as what I've seen. And they asked me, well, what kind of a price range is good to look for? So I would say when it comes to this or a lot of other different things, trying to take like the middle ground, I guess. I mean, ultimately, it's not about price. It's about the doctor, what they can do, what they can't do, who you're comfortable with. And I think that's a lot more important than the price, because, you can't put a price on your health and your life. So I would say, but if you were to try to go by price, and if that is a factor, I would say try to go with someone in between. Because chances are, if you go to someone who's asking for $15,000 to $20,000 for the surgery, chances are you can probably get a better price for comparable quality with someone else. I mean, chances are they're probably a celebrity doctor, or maybe they're just charging a lot, but you can probably get somebody for cheaper than that who can do a pretty good job. And I would say don't go to the cheapest person you can find, because they probably are cheap for a reason. You heard the saying, you get what you pay for, and you might just get a botched butt implant or something. There are a lot of women and men and women who do go out of the country to go get this done because it's very cheap, and sometimes it doesn't come out the way they would hope. So I would say try to go in between when it comes to price. That might be kind of the best answer that I can really give, not really knowing any information. Next question is an uncomfortable question, but I guess I'll just get it out of the way. Somebody has asked me, do they get in the way of sex and do they interfere? Any object, I guess, in your body, so to speak, will kind of affect your day-to-day life. Does it interfere with sex as far as stopping the process from happening? I mean, after you get it done, they don't think you should be doing any of that stuff for, I would assume a couple weeks, maybe 6 weeks or probably more. So it is, it is a foreign object in your body. It is a large foreign object in your body comparable to, other things. So, I mean, it is something that you are probably going to have to get used to, whether you're doing that or just having, any day-to-day life sitting down. And I'll get into that a little bit later. But basically, I wouldn't say they ruin your chances of being able to be intimate. They don't really ruin anything. It's just something to think about. Just don't try to do too much activity too soon, because you can really hurt yourself when it comes to that. I'm looking at my notes. Okay, somebody else asked me, how long was it before I was able to sit down? I believe I was able to sit down maybe like 8, 9, 10 days afterwards, but I have to have I had a boppy pillow, or like a pillow, one of the pillows that, moms have when they breastfeed is called a boppy pillow. I had like a donut-y or semicircle shaped pillow that I was able to sit on, but that's what I had. So, to be able to sit down, I guess, without that comfortably, I'd probably say a month. I would say a month to be able to sit down comfortably, and even then, you probably won't be able to sit down long. And this is another, I guess, an answer to another question. Someone asked me, well, how long did it take for you to basically heal? Honestly, it's been about 10 months, and I don't believe I've even healed completely yet. I mean, my scar's closed, drain hole's closed. I can walk and do different things like that, but I still can't really run and really use my, I guess, my gluteus muscles the same way as before. So can I say that I'm healed completely now? No. Actually, my doctor did tell me that I probably won't be 100% healed until at least a year after the surgery. So it's been 10 months out and I'm still not completely healed. I mean, I'm okay, but I'm not completely 100%. As far as running, or if you have a very active lifestyle, you may not want to try to get butt implants and then try to go back to that anytime soon, you know. So I would suggest this if you are an athlete or you really have to have a lot of physical activity for a living. You know, I believe if you have a sedentary lifestyle or something like that, then you can do it. But I mean, if you have a really active lifestyle, I don't suggest you really get butt implants, or, you know, just be ready to take off for a very long time, because, you know, if you try to go back and do too much, you can really hurt yourself. So somebody asked me what company actually created my implants, like where do they come from? I actually have Sientra is the company that actually made my butt implants, my gluteal implants. They are 440 cc's of semi-solid silicone, and they're round shaped. They do have two shapes. They have oval and they have round, just like I guess with breast implants. They have like anatomical and then they have round. I chose round for my breast implants, and I also chose round for my butt. There was this video circulating of a young lady who actually had oval implants and they flipped. And it looked like a candy dish basically when it flipped around. And I saw that video and I said, you know what? When I get my butt done, I do not want to have that situation. So, you know, with round implants, you know, it really kind of doesn't matter. Well, it does, but it's kind of like an implant that is better suited for a lot of movement, or, you know, if you move around a round implant, it won't look like that, as opposed to, you know, if I had gotten an oval. But in retrospect, maybe I should have gotten an oval, because maybe oval would fit my body better, and I'll get into that in a second. So yeah, as far as that, the actual implant itself, if you were to look like on a price list, I believe the actual implant itself costs $800 for the set, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if you just wanted to buy implants for some reason, actual gluteal implant set, I believe, will cost about $800. Yeah, and just as a side note, I believe my breast implants, if you just want implants without anything done with them, you just want to buy implants and sit them on your desk, is going to cost about $1,000. So that's how much the actual implant itself costs. So yeah, I got into the sizes. Someone asked me what are the sizes, what are the shapes. The sizes, they do vary from company to company. You know, not every company does everything the same. But for Sientra, I do know that they do have it to where they have a sheet that says the projection, the diameter, where it's going to be located, and kind of like what the, I guess, the projection of your butt will be once you put this device in. And I was very flat back there, so what I did was I chose the one that was going to give me the most projection, which was the round one. You know, just because of the shape of it, it does actually give you the most projection out, but it does not really give you a butt shape, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's what I chose. And they have like maybe 15 different sizes. They go all the way to like, I think the smallest was maybe like 150 cc's of semi-solid silicone, all the way up to the one I had, which is the biggest that you can have standard without getting a custom, and that was 440 cc's. I don't quite remember what the sheet looks like. I mean, I do remember printing out the Sientra sheet. I'm pretty sure you can go online, you know, to like Sientra implants and look up their gluteal implant sheets and get more information on that. But yeah, that's basically what it was. So the procedure, someone asked me, how long did the procedure take? As far as the procedure itself, my doctor told me it took around 2 hours. So yeah. The incision, I did get into this to the other video. The incision was actually in the crease of my butt, and I actually got it on top of the muscle. I didn't choose to get it in the muscle, which I guess for recovery, I'm glad I did, because that probably would have been a lot more painful. But yeah, so I got it on top of the muscle. It's just sitting up there, kind of where someone asked me about the placement. The placement is like kind of like 2 jean back pockets. So imagine you put on jeans, and imagine you're going to stick your wallet, 2 wallets in the back pockets of your jeans. That's essentially right where the implants are. And that's a common misconception. A lot of people think that I actually sit on my implants, which I don't. My butt implants are way at the top. Like they're kind of right, I guess, across from my tailbone or something. Like they're right beneath it or something. Like they're right where you would put 2 wallets in your back pockets. That's kind of where my implants are sitting. So you don't actually sit on your implants. Your implants are nowhere near, they shouldn't be anywhere near the bottom of the butt. They should be at the top. So that's something else. That should answer another question. Yeah, so someone asked me, well, how long did it take for me to get to the surgery day from when I actually like had my consult? Well, actually, I kind of rushed ahead with the surgery. So for me, it only took, I was in surgery 2 weeks after, you know, because I was really rushing the process. But that kind of depends on the doctor. I mean, you might have a celebrity doctor. He might be booked. So you may not have this surgery until, who knows, 6 months after your consult. You know, you never know. So with that, I would say it depends on your doctor, depends on what's going on in your life, depends on whatever is going on. So that's a very open-ended question. But for me, it was like 2 weeks, which is relatively quickly. So, oh, what did I have to do to prepare to have the surgery? Well, the only thing I really did was buy arnica tablets, which was like supposed to help the swelling, which I don't know if it did. But I bought arnica tablets. That's just what I did. This is not necessarily what you have to do, but this is what I did. I bought arnica tablets for swelling. I had a bobby pillow already from, you know, breastfeeding my daughter. So I basically used that to kind of help me sit, help me get into sitting down like a normal person again. Yeah. Just paid for it. I mean, that's really all I did to prepare for the surgery. But then again, this is not a surgery that I was like contemplating on for like years and years. You know, I kind of just said, went online, found a doctor, called him up, scheduled 2 weeks later, was in. And I basically had my surgery like that. Where did I get my surgery done? I actually had my surgery done. It was an outpatient type of thing. So I was basically, I hope I'm using that word right. I was basically in a surgery center. I was in a surgery center. I was in there and out same day. And a funny little story about the car ride home. Basically, I had a wagon, you know, as a vehicle at that time. And you have to have somebody drive you, of course. And basically, I had to lay down. I had to put all the seats down, you know, take that down and make it flat, and I had to lay down in the car. So anytime I had to go in the car, I had to go through the back and actually had to lay down like it was a bed because I could not sit down. No, couldn't do that. No, not at all. Someone asked me about fat injections. I guess what's my opinion on them? I mean, fat injections, I guess you mean like a Brazilian butt lift. I think it's okay. I mean, I think it works for a lot of women. I think they do have a lot of good results. However, I didn't choose that route because my weight goes up and down a lot, and I didn't feel like I should spend $6,000 or so on a Brazilian butt lift just for it to go away if I happen to lose weight or something. So I would say if you're somebody whose weight fluctuates or you plan on losing a lot of weight or whatever, I mean, I would suggest butt implants over Brazilian butt lift for a lot of people. If you do want a nice permanent solution to your butt being flat or not the right shape, you know, because people don't, I guess a lot of people think that a Brazilian butt lift is going to be so much more natural and better, which it, you know, it is your own body fat. But I mean, what people don't realize is that your results might leave in 5 or 10 years. For me, I know for sure would leave in like a year because my weight fluctuates a lot. So I couldn't do Brazilian butt lift. I had to have implants because obviously implants are not fat. You can't work out and get rid of them. The only way you can get rid of them is if you take them out. So that's why I chose butt implants as opposed to a Brazilian butt lift. I just thought, you know, I need a permanent solution. I want something that is going to stay. So that's another thing. If you guys out there are thinking about getting something done to your butt, you think about getting a Brazilian butt lift, please look into implants, you know, please look into implants, because you don't want to spend $6,000 or more or less, and you're lose weight or you gain weight and it kind of messes your shape up, and it's kind of like, well, your butt's gone again and you're back to square one after a couple years. I don't think you really want that. So if you want a permanent solution, I would definitely suggest looking into butt implants and doing your due diligence, doing your research. You want to get, you know, a good result. Okay, I already answered that question. Too big. I guess somebody asked me, do I think my implants are too big? No. I am, like I said in a previous video, I do have a large frame. I am, like, you know, a tall woman. So even though I do have the biggest implants that they offer as far as the round ones go, they don't really look that big on me. They look bigger. My butt looks bigger, but it's not like, whoa, it's not like cartoonishly big. So no, I don't think that it went there. How much did my butt implants cost? Okay, my butt implants cost me exactly $5,370. Yes, they cost that. It was $5,100 for the actual, you know, procedure and all that stuff with the doctor and the surgery center and the implants, and then I think it was like $270 for cosmetic insurance. So yeah, and that's something that, you know, basically, I guess, covers you if your surgery doesn't go right within the first 30 days or 2 weeks or something like that. Yeah, so my recovery time was really bad. It was horrible. I almost passed out walking around in the mall because I thought that I was fine and I wasn't. It was very painful. I was excited though. I was excited that I did have the surgery done, but it's not a party, you know. So yeah, it's tough. I had my breast done before, and I did not think that it was going to be that painful or that, you know, just have you down as much. You know, I thought it was going to be way easier of a recovery. You know, I'm thinking it's your butt, you know. I mean, how sensitive could it be? But it is very sensitive. So that is, yeah. My recovery time was mostly in the bed. I was pretty much bedridden for like 2 weeks. You know, you can walk, but you can't really walk like that. And that's the mistake I made when I almost passed out. So yeah, it's downtime. I had to spend a lot of time on my bed. Oh, that's another thing. Moving around from side to side. I had to switch positions around. I still have to now, but not as much. But when I lay down in the bed, just like relaxing or trying to go to sleep, I cannot sleep on my back anymore. Like, that's done. That's done. I cannot sleep on my back anymore. So basically, I pretty much have to sleep on my side. You know, now I can lay on my back. You know, I can lay and relax a little bit, but it just starts to feel pressure and weird. And so if you are a back sleeper, get ready to sacrifice that for this surgery, because you will not be doing any of that anymore. Also, if you really want butt implants, don't even try to, you know, sit down at a dinner table for like Thanksgiving or anything for a long period of time, for a good long while, because you will not be doing that either. People will probably notice you getting up, moving like this, sitting like this. You know, that's what I had to do, because it's like the implants, you gotta kind of get, you know, kind of get used to it. It's like so weird. And, you know, getting the surgery done, you will learn just how much you actually do use your gluteus maximus and how important it is. So don't take your butt for granted. Any other questions? Well, I guess that's all the questions I've got so far. Can't really think of anything else to really say. Oh, this is something else too. If you're going to get this surgery done, please do yourself a favor and buy some anti-itch cream. I had to have anti-itch cream with me pretty much at all times, and I actually still have to carry it now, because something that they do not tell you is that when you get your butt done, chances are they're going to give you an incision either in the crease or below the actual cheeks. And if they do put it in the crease, you are going to look really crazy scratching the inside of your crease of your butt. I know it sounds gross, but basically that's something that I had to deal with. It was so itchy. I mean, it was like, I guess there's something about the healing process, and it took a long time to close up. I mean, it was probably like 5-6 months before my actual incision crease in the butt crack actually fully closed up. But it was like so itchy. It's something about that healing process that just causes it to really, really itch really, really badly. So I would say yes. I had to keep anti-itch cream with me, and I use tubes and tubes of it in, you know, the crease. You know, we have to keep that area pristine clean, you know, especially because, you know, of what comes out of that area. So, you know, you don't want to get an infection. And another thing is that you want to keep it clean, and you want to keep some anti-itch cream and try to, you know, put it on there. Don't put it on there when it's like an open wound, but when it's starting to close up, you start to put some anti-itch cream, you know, just around it so that you're not walking around like this all day, you know. It's not really ladylike. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people looked at me like, ugh, what's wrong with her? Why is she in her butt? But they don't know what I'm going through. Like, I'm scratching my butt and I'm in it. I was in it because it was so itchy. It's like crazy. So if you're going to get this surgery done, do yourself a favor and go head on and get yourself some anti-itch cream and save yourself the embarrassment of walking around like this. You know, save yourself all that. You don't want to have to go through all that. Another thing, if you want to get the surgery done, you can get it, you know, above the muscle or under the muscle. But just know, I had a very, very, very hard recovery with it over the muscle. So if you get it under the muscle, it's probably going to be 400 times worse. So look forward to that. But your butt will look nice. It probably will look very nice. So yeah, this is the Q&A on butt implants. Oh, and I guess I can show you guys like the drain area, what I'm talking about, the hole where the actual drain was for like 3 weeks. Also know that too. Look out for that. If you get your butt done, as far as implants go, you probably will have a drain, and it probably will be for a while because the butt is an area that takes a long time to heal for one reason or another. So I had to have that drain in me for like 21 days. It was like 3 weeks. And it was horrible, carrying a tube of bodily fluids around. Not comfortable. So I'll show you guys where the drain site was. And yeah. This is it right here. This is a hole where the drain was. Yeah, so, you know, that's where he put it in me. I don't know if your doctor will do the same, but that's where my drain was. So, you know, your drain will be your best friend for probably like 2 weeks or so. So, get forward to that if you are looking for this surgery. But I don't want to scare you guys off or make you guys think that it's like such a bad thing or so horrible, so bad. There is pain involved in this. There is pain involved in this. And it will be uncomfortable. But I can say that I do like my butt better than I did before, you know, and I will say it's worth it. So